Amaka Sambaga, who thinks apparently it was a good idea to star in her villain original story by threatening to poison the Yorubas and Edo community. You see, at first when this happened, I released a statement, and that's it. Because I didn't want to go into the back and forth with so many of you guys who are usual suspect of what about. I don't want to play the what about is it game. What about the Yorubas? What about MC Oluomas? What about now? What these women did is exceptionally different. There's no room for what about is it in this case. And what I keep telling on the inside to people is that she is in a big trouble. She, Amaka Samboga, is in a big mess. I told them then, I said, she will be arrested. Now, some of you are calling for her to be deported. No. It hasn't gotten to that yet. She will not be deported. You can mark my word. If she's truly a citizen, as she claimed, she will not be deported. But you know one thing that is worse than being deported? Unbelievable. Going to jail. Because in America or Canada or England or any one of these Western world, it is the worst case scenario. You don't want any of that kind of thing to be on your record, because that simply means you can't do anything viable any longer with your life. And the story I'm hearing is that Amaka Samboga has a lot of businesses here and there. She runs a home care or something. For somebody to be running a home care, to be threatening to poison someone, I'm like, what the heck is going on in her brain? How stupid can she be to order those nonsense? I mean, forget about deporting her, because that's not going to happen. That's not the way things work in America. For you to be deported, yet despite the fact that you are a citizen, okay? If you're a citizen in America or Canada or any one of the Western countries, the only thing that you can do to make this country strip you off of your citizenship is when you wage war against their government. So in this case, Amaka hasn't waged any war against Canadian government. So she's okay. She's not going to be deported. But then, jail, definitely. Because this is a huge crime. Okay? Look, let's just say the first time she came out, that was a mistake. Okay? When she said she wanted to poison the said whatever people she wanted to poison, let's just assume that was a mistake. But then the following day when she came out, that was no longer a mistake. The first one can be counted as an error, but the second attempt to now double down, that's not a mistake. She's completely done. Because at the end of the day, she would go to jail. And after all that, she will lose her license. She will not be able to operate. And every attempt she makes to actually file for a license or get a job, that record will always be following her up and down. So that gets me to ask, why would anyone in their right senses do what she just did? It's unbelievable. Once you mention Yoruba community is everywhere around the world. They have base that is strong in Canada. So when you say something like that, that is you, Amaka, one person against the whole Yoruba community living in Canada. Because you draw the line. If you say you're going to poison them, you don't expect them to react. I mean, you don't really expect them to protect themselves from the likes of you, or you in particular. Of course, that's what they did. The Yoruba and the Edo community, even supported by some Igbo community who reject behavior like this, what they do, they write a long list of petitions and have people sign it all over Canada, one after the other. You can't counting hundreds, thousands, and thousands of Nigerians penning signature down for her arrest. You can scream all you want, but if you threaten to poison some people and they fight back, I don't think it's their fault. Your mouth just run you into trouble. Now, this is a warning for many of you, especially many of you in abroad. A lot of you guys are online who say a lot of dumb things I mean, really dumb thing. And then you have life. You can't do that, guys. You can't. You can't simply do that. So, warnings for all of you on social medias, before you open your damn dirty mouth and say anything that will jeopardize your life, your family, your children, and your children unborn, watch it. Bridle your mouth. If it is possible for you, please buy a padlock, stick it on your lips, and lock it so that when you get online, all you do is watch and listen, and you don't have to say anything that will get you in trouble. Because this one is really in a hot water. Is hate crime, guys. Charges on hate crime is not being taken lightly. I don't care what you say or what you think about this. And don't forget, this is not about Nigerian government. This crime is committed on Canada's soil to Canadian citizens of Canada. Okay? This is not about you guys in Nigeria. Forget all of us in Nigeria. This is a crime committed on the soil of Canada against Canadians. Because you have Yorubas who are Canadians. You have Edos who are Canadians. So she just threatened Canadians. So you see how terrible this is? Oh, maybe some of you don't understand. But I'm telling you now, she need a big, big lawyer. Let me find out. Maybe you need to travel to Canada and help her out. Because she really need a huge lawyer. Not those fools that pushes Peter Obi to the Supreme Court. No, not that. Not those kind of lawyers. Those are nothing but charge and bail lawyers. That cannot work for this woman. She needs a very good lawyer, a big time lawyer who can actually make a lot of waves before she can get out of this. And even at that, this will be on our record for life. Please, guys, before you open your mouth, use some brush and some toothpaste. Wash your mouth so that things that are coming out of it are not as polluted as that of Amaka, Madame Toronto. I beg you. Oh, yeah.